Yeah, how's it going today? Is 7th of January, Tuesday, and we're gonna be taking a look at a market, some of the government press releases, and what opportunities would be available. Let's try to understand. I haven't read those. Potentially, we're gonna start slowly, and we'll try to pick up speed as we go, since we might be taking a look at grocery prices. Let's try to understand what some of the media believe to be reason for increasing prices of food, as well as we're going to be taking a look at defense contracts, perhaps two of those, and we're going to be touching an Norway, an energy project, right? We were closely following Norway, and since there's a license to build nuclear facilities. Norway has this license. Perhaps they considering something they may or may not be doing in the future. Let's try to understand at first what UK's government is doing. First article that will lead hundreds of thousands of Brits in rural villages and old towns to benefit from UK government's broadcast boost. That will be around 131,000 homes and all business across the country will no longer be stuck with slow internet speed, and as the UK government is rolling out a gigabit connectivity race ahead. Okay, okay. Sure. Let's try to understand. I haven't read it right. There were a lot of incentives for at least last 12 months, perhaps more than that. When it comes to you, if you are somewhere away from cities and your internet speed is not as good as it should be, there's some subsidies, at least it was, then receiving financial assistance to upgrade entire hardware, right? But anyway, this article will be published today. That will be around 131,000 hard to reach homes and all businesses to get lightning fast broadband speed, helping to break down barriers to opportunity and all kickstart economic growth under the government's plan for change. Over 289 million in contracts signed to connect some of the Britain's most remote locations, including the house we're gonna be taking a look at the map, right? And we're gonna touch on these locations, right? Funding forms part of the UK's government project. Oh, I believe that's the name of the project. That would be Gigabyte. Okay, okay. We take a look at other governments and what they're doing with satellites. But anyway, let's try to understand this initiative to end the plight or poor broadband across Great Britain, with work already underway to bring an upgrade to over 1 million premises. Some of the Britain's most isolated communities will benefit from faster broadband speed, giving them better access to a range of services, including healthcare in the home throughout virtual consultations and remote monitoring, and helping to combat loneliness. Okay, sure. That's a serious problem, but I thought internet connection and watching videos on internet, cat videos, okay, that's something. Well, let's perhaps business, but I don't know, I don't know. Sure, let's forget. By ensuring pensioners, oh, okay, can access high quality video calls. Okay, okay. It will also support businesses to better growth and will serve these customers online and will help younger people to have better start in life throughout access to online education and all resources to apply for interviews for jobs. Okay, that's great. That's currently economy is I don't know, that should be priority right now, but I guess let's forget. Project Gigabyte plays a key role in the plans to kickstart economic growth and will break down the barriers for opportunity as a part of the government's plan for change. With faster internet speed across the country, committees that will oversee otherwise be left behind without outdated broadband networks will be able to make the most of what digital world has to offer. Okay, we can touch on some of the locations. I'm not entirely sure if that's important, all these locations, right? This will deliver faster, more reliable broadband network and will market for hundreds of towns and all villages in rural Britain and unplug the digital divide outside urban areas. Areas to benefit from the new contracts include North and South West Wales, uh, High Herefordshire, Devon, Summer, Essex, or East England, and all Worcestershire. So Switzerland and its location kind of heard of. I don't know much about some of these locations. Some people might get upset. I don't know some of these locations. I'm not aware of. But anyway. The latest contract at to the 96.6 thousand premises already set to benefit under UK's government agreement. Okay, that might be a name of the company. Let's progress without the names. The agreement signed earlier in the year with a makeup of 800 million of funding available to modernize broadband infrastructure in rural areas of England, Scotland, and Wales, ending the plight of buffering. It's just slow internet connections, right? There are a lot of service providers, so perhaps before, and I don't know all the details, right? Before entering in any agreement, internet speed, in particular when it comes to doing business, would be very important. Take a look at the market and try to find very good speed for very reasonable price. This market should be more competitive. This market, I don't believe it as competitive as it should be. Let's progress. Let's take a look at other press release. I thought it would be important, particularly that would be investment. And since we're entering a new year, and a lot of people might considering perhaps structuring their finances and having a budget, trying new diet, new routine when it comes to perhaps getting more healthy and physically more active. All these areas I thought I might do a video where we're gonna be taking a look at how to structure a budget. All these areas, right, would be key areas, right? As well as I thought how to cover all these areas at once. That would be education, or government's investment into education. Some of those governments, I believe India is investing about 4% of its budget into education. I don't know as of now how much UK is investing in education, right? Not necessarily that some of those finances would be used in best effective way. That's a separate point. But education will be very, very important, and I thought we can touch on the STEAM subjects. That would be UK and Malaysia STEAM Education Showcase was officially launched today to promote interest in STEAM subjects among school children and more support for development of STEAM education in Malaysia. Okay, great. So many different opportunities, including perhaps some of this will be launched within UK and or in this case Malaysia, right? There isn't that much information other than promoting some of these initiatives. Perhaps some of the systems could be built in a way where it would be scalable systems, and other people in UK and outside UK can access some of these opportunities. I was taking a look at the cost of education for some of the universities. Massive cost. So it's a big pain point coming from business perspective. Perhaps someone can solve this problem, right? Let's take a look at the next article. That will be government sets out plan to secure the long-term future of steelmaking and or safeguard steel communities. The government has launched a new steel council made up of the steel sector leaders, industry experts, trade unions, trade associates, and all development governments. I haven't read it. I was taking a look at how other people would be able to express their interest in taking part. Some people would have attitude when it comes to having any committee, perhaps leaving one chair empty. Well, that's just an idea, leaving one chair empty, and people can propose and express interest to take part and sit in that chair. That would be kind of interesting idea. Perhaps fresh ideas, right? How to some of those industries, perhaps as of now, not as profitable as some industries should be, as well as some industries are very critical, right? Government launched new steel council to advise on rebuilding the industry and or developing its upcoming steel strategy. A year ago, I don't know, perhaps if there would be a strategy, some people can break it down and perhaps offer some solutions, right? Council led by the business secretary. Okay, there might be names. Let's progress without those. Industry figures, experts, trade unions, and other developer governments to secure long-term future still making UK. The council demonstrates a government partnership with the industry and all trade unions to revitalize UK still making a most secure economic growth, delivering on a plan for change, right? As well as of now, some of the infrastructure that was built until now would need to be or would have to source a lot of finances, right? Since there's a lot of competition in the market, it's very hard to compete. All existing hardware to produce steel would need to be invested and build a new that no one's talking about, right? So it needs a lot of investment. From there, a lot of competition is entering the market, so it's a very competitive market, right? The government is ramping up its plans to rebuild the UK steel sector with the launch of a new steel council, which will bring together leaders from across the industry to advise on upcoming steel strategy. We were taking a look at how energy would be produced, and we were taking a look at wind turbines. And as of now, about 2% of UK's made steel is being used for wind turbines. So that could be part of a strategy, but again, cost, right? What is cheaper to if, so we need to take a look at how to reduce cost if steel will be sourced locally, right? Business sector, okay, let's progress without name or company names, so I will skip those. We'll chair the first meeting on the council today, 6th of January, together with the co-chair, okay? Chairman of the, okay, globally recognized for non-profit research and innovation center based in iconic steel communities. Okay, all this information might be very important, but opportunities for new people to come in, perhaps some of these initiatives are done on purpose in this particular way, where other people's opinions are not as of now as interested. So it's a gatekeeping kind of thing going on. So if we are proposing to having one chair empty all the time, right? Perhaps that would be process going forward if they're actually looking for change. If they're not looking for change, they can keep doing what they're doing, and some people up there would subsidize the cost. And someone will profit most likely without actually doing anything. So some people might join the protest and make a lot of noise and not get anything done, where some people would need to pretend that they're doing something, but they're not actually doing anything, right? I don't know if that's the case. Perhaps time will show. If whatever they're doing, they would administrate and release all these documents, perhaps bit by bit, and we can break it down the performance and all, not necessarily what noise would be made, but how cheaper steel to manufacture steel within UK is going to be. Perhaps then there's some people who up there and making these choices. So they already know solutions. They're just looking to implement those solutions. Then, great. We can any people can focus on other things. But if existing people won't be able to deliver within the next 3 to 6, perhaps 12 months, perhaps they need to come up with alternative similar to something that we are proposing. Perhaps having one chair empty. Then perhaps we can deliver on some of the solutions. Let's take a look at next article, right? And this video is, may or may not be too long since we still have a lot of articles to cover. So we can't pay enough attention and so much things going on at the same time. But food prices would be very important. Perhaps that would have something to do with value of some of the currencies and trade, as well as perhaps might be prices of, as of now, petrol prices and oil prices per barrel, perhaps, since that would or can affect food prices as well. But anyway, UK food inflation could near 4% per the end of 2025 as the supermarkets react to cost pressures arising from labor's we're getting political budget according to analysis. They're broken on Monday, doubles in forecast for 2025 food inflation from 1.5% to 3%. I don't know. Let's close it. I believe food prices are increasing differently compared to perhaps some information that we are taking a look at. So to put things into perspective, when it comes to bus price, right? So if a bus price was £2, then now bus price is £3, right? So that has increased by 33%. So I don't know actually what information we're taking a look at, but there is a lot of information available up there. This video is gonna be way too long. Let's take a look at the other press releases. Let's take a look at next press release. British startup with government ties. Okay. I don't know if that would need to be shared. This particular part. Sure. Perhaps we are taking a look at other governments, not necessarily UK's government. Perhaps other governments. I don't even know what I say about those projects, but everyone knows. uh, anyway, developing tech for military drones are exclusive. Concerns raised over role of facility AI, which has worked with NHS and all government safety body. Okay. It depends. It depends if those opportunities will be created equally for everyone, so everyone can engage with partners. That's the only thing as of now. Many entrepreneurs, I don't know, CEOs that you can look at. If those opportunities are created equally for everyone to engage with partners, if so, then it should be alright, more or less, if opportunities created equally. But if some of the opportunities are not created equally and only created for particular people, then there's a lot of concerns. And it's an ongoing and constant thing. But anyway, the company has worked closely with the UK's government on artificial intelligence safety and NHS on education, also developing AI for military drones. The consultancy, I don't know where's the company's name. I prefer skipping all that information since we don't know yet, and there might be investigation ongoing, all these kind of things. Yes, experience developing and deploying AI models on unmanned area vehicles, according to a defense industry partner company. I believe that's the name of the company, so I'll skip it, but I don't know exactly right. Has emerged as one of the most active component selling services in the UK. Okay, active. That's one way to define it. Like likes of other projects, it does not develop models itself. Instead, focusing on reselling models, okay, notably from other companies, and consulting on the use in the government or industry. Okay, sure, very interesting business model. But anyway, I'll skip name. I believe that's the name of the company. Gained particular prominence in the UK after working with data analysts for. Okay, there's a name of the company or campaign or project before the Brexit vote. Okay, so some time ago potentially, right? Former advisor. Okay. Okay. Only thing as of now we're looking to understand, right? If it would be equal opportunities created for all the businesses. If it would be equal, then would be a good start. If some opportunities not created equally and the all people to engage and express interest, they part in of the projects, and that's where problems may or may not start, right? I'm reading all this article for the first time. I thought it would be more of the promotion and some of the developments and some good things happening, right? That's the reason why I have picked up this article, right? I'm only reading this information. I don't know if this from information and if there's a lot of speculation going on. It might be better stop here. And I don't know this article. I don't know these people. I don't know any of these projects, right? Let's take a look at perhaps other article that will be very similar in context. So let's try to understand some of the developments when it comes to some of the hardware, or in this particular case, if we are taking a look at software and some of the software solutions, right? Let's take a look at the next article that will be sent out we published yesterday. That will defense officials highlight culture shift towards innovation. Innovation, that would be where a lot of attention should be, as well as there might be a lot of budget that will be allocated into innovation, right? And businesses might, all the businesses might be looking how to approach innovation and what government would be interested in purchasing, what kind of products or services, right? And that might partly be some of the new products and services, right? I don't know, previous article, I thought this is where on what we should be focusing on, but there might be a lot of things happening, right? During a recent Defense Committee session, officials from the Ministry of Defense addressed evolving defense landscape, focusing on culture shift with the armed forces and all emphasis on innovation to meet modern threats. Okay, there's a names. Let's forget without those, and there might be some company names. I'll try to skip those, but sometimes it might be very tricky names. So I might have read some of the names, not on purpose, right? Responding to questions about the resistance or to change within the military, there is a name there. Acknowledge the perception that some may see defense strategic review as a threat. Okay, resistance perhaps to change, right? But again, we're speculating right now, right? So what we're doing right now, there's opinion, right? A lot of attention may or may not be on change. Guess this video is gonna be way too long if we're gonna read all the information this particular way. We are getting at the culture issues here that those in the military you are probably referring to traditional wishes to protect what they have seen the review as a threat. However, emphasis that the military is undergoing significant shift in the mindset. Everyone in this business will accept that the program of record is largely what we fabric 2020. It will be amazing if the program of record pre-February 2022 and the program of record we need for the future. Anyway, so okay, I'll try to break it down and rephrase it, right? All information is available. I'm just trying to read it and understand it, right? This budget that will be defense strategic review, something that most likely would be published most likely, since it might be 9 months in total, may or may not be published, but all this kind of information, right, would be available for public to review. And within 9 months, most likely it would be later this year, and where a lot of attention should be, and or perhaps finances would be made available. From there, let's take a look at last article. Let's take a look at last article. That will be Norway. Site identified 4 proposed Halden small modular reactors power plant. Okay, Norway. Perhaps that's the name of the project again. We're not promoting any of those projects, and we are taking a look at some of that information, what's available, and we entire video is just for informational purposes, right? Do not base your opinion based on information in this video, as well as when it comes to financial decisions. Always seek for advice, and this video is not advice, right? When it comes to investment or any other things that you might be doing with your time and or money. This company has entered into a letter of interest with the owner of the plant of land in a particular location identified as a possible location for construction of a nuclear power plant based on the small modular reactors. Okay. Perhaps energy and all prices and all costs right now is massive, and might be good that there might be more competition in the market, since we were taking a look at Japan, United States, and some of the initiatives that's being launched. Perhaps there might be other companies who might be interested in taking a look at this market, right? There might be name of the person owned. Okay, so that would be potentially how the entire project would be owned, and all finance was up in November 2003 to investigate the construction of the nuclear power plant using small modular reactors. Perhaps, if not, perhaps they could have again the same company and who would come in and build everything for them, if that's the process. In this particular case, for Norway government to go forward with some of these initiatives, right? Let's take a look at what other information is available. That would be the initiative to investigate the development of SMRs at Halden in southeast Norway came from municipality itself, which has more than 60 years of experience in hosting the Institute of Energy Technology, nuclear fuel and oil material testing reactor. It was declared permanently shut down by the institution in June 2018. The power plant proposed for Holland may consider up to 4 SMRs with a total installed capacity of 1,200 megawatts and an annual production of terawatts. In choosing the location, emphasis has been placed on, among the other things, stable ground conditions with a large flat areas as well as across the cooling water and no power grid. Okay, perhaps as well as the market and this particular area that they were taking a look at would that be southeast, right? Of Norway, perhaps there's a large population not too far who would be consuming that energy, if that's what they're looking to do. Yeah, the area is separately populated and has good road connections. Exactly. Yeah. It depends, right? Since we were taking a look at shipping industry, so it's not necessarily population, but perhaps there would be industry nearby. Uh, who would be purchasing that electricity, right? The land identifies the potential location for the plant is owned by, and the agreement covered area. Okay, there's a lot of information. Uh, Great, all the developments are great. This video is gonna be way too long. Just happy to see that other people might be interested in this market, right? In particular when it comes to energy prices, right? Let's close that. Thanks for watching. See you next one.